I would like to describe it in the word of one of the Sengas who said that he felt like God was not living with them. God was just visiting them, coming from the other tribe, and he visits them, talks to the people, and afterwards, when they close the Bible, God goes back. For us to have the Bible in our language, God is not just visiting, but He is the Emmanuel. He lives with us, God with us, God in our hearts. And so it becomes very, very important for us to have the Word of God in our language, because people feel that now they can understand and they know that God is concerned about them, and not just speaking to them through another person, through another language, but is speaking to them directly, heart to heart, soul to soul. When it resonates with you, it shapes your upbringing, it shapes your life, it shapes your understanding, it shapes your character. But if it's from another language, it means you have to translate the character, translate the attitude. But if it is in your language, it comes to you as it is, as you have heard it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You don't need another person to translate that. It just comes direct to you. The Word of God is alive. It begins to transform people's lives. It creates faith. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God.
From the time this world was born, we have never had a Senga Bible. We have always been using our neighbors' language, like the Tumbukas, the Chewas, the Bembas. As a result, people are failing to understand to the fullest the importance of the Word of God.
Well, the Sengas came from Lualunda Kingdom in present Zaire, or Democratic Republic of the Congo, in the 1500s. The migration, the Great Migration from the Sudan, from the Middle East down to Sudan and then to the Congo. They are looking for places that are quiet and without conflicts, and also where they can find lots of food. And Chama is along the Luangwa Valley, and it has got lots of wildlife. Water is from the river.
The district has got 7 chiefdoms.
The chiefdoms are like families. The same family having 7 children, and each child creates a big village which grows into many, many smaller villages. They span from 150 to 170 kilometers within the same district. So these chiefdoms are bordering other tribes. The influence from those tribes having a toll on the Senga language.
The whole district was using a borrowed language. And so for you to communicate to the locals, for them to understand, it was something challenging. What mainly actually was missing was the truth in the gospel.
When we went for evangelism in Chama, because we want to bring the gospel to the people, one of the things that struck us most is the marrying of girls at a very tender age. As little as 13 years, the number of girls being married off is right now about 48%. a girl is not fully developed, and now they're being impregnated. If we are losing girls in Chama, we are losing a generation to come. A generation that's supposed to participate in the propagation of the gospel. Child marriage perpetuates poverty. We need to be practical in our Christian faith by helping the local people. We just need to give them a helping hand. We don't want to import solutions. What can we do about it? Education is the best empowerment that you can give to anybody. The Sengas, who have been considered like a forgotten tribe, no one is interested in providing literature for us. We are told we have to learn our neighbors' literature for our education, for our worship, for agriculture. For you to get information on health, it means you have to learn other people's languages.
We don't have written books. People just speak. They are oral cultures. They love to listen. Yeah, they love to listen.
So the difficult part of life in Chama is compounded by a lot of disadvantages. In terms of the terrain, hard to reach, roads are a big challenge. To even get the word of God in the language, learning has been a big problem. For you to excel in terms of education, you have to pass through a lot of barriers. When you are born, you have to learn Senga, which is the mother tongue. And when it's time for you to go to school, they introduce another foreign language. And then they have to be introduced to English because that's the official language for Zambia. And then when they begin to go to church, they have to be introduced to Tumbuka.